Hi vlog, how are you today? We came to Elche today and actually we've been to the IMED hospital there and that's a separate story. We had a great experience, but we had to wait for 1 hour for each doctor. So thank God we had we came in advance and we had time. And then after we have to go to the dentist as well to see for the general consultation basically. So today, since it's the vacations for kids, I decided to visit doctors to check their health because I had a few questions. So basically, since we have time, I decided to come here and to make the day not that boring, and because it's full of doctors. Like in the morning, now we just came from pediatricians and I came from otolaryngologist because I have a runny nose and headache actually. So we have been to the doctors today, and then in the evening we're gonna go to the dentist. So the day is not very exciting for them today, and to make it a bit more entertaining, I decided to come to the Paleontological Museum. So basically a museum where like bones and different different things found by archaeologists presented. And this is quite a nice, small but really interesting museum for kids. And kids are able to see the skeleton of dinosaur or different other stuff, and skeletons and bones and stones as well. So for those who are interested, and I'm sure that majority of kids nowadays are interested in dinosaurs and bones and archaeological stuff, if you're close to Elche, it's definitely worth visiting. I'm gonna show you the timetable. And by the way, it's a vacation and they also have master classes here. So today is April 23rd. And as you could see, they have the whole 1, 2, 3, 4 days full of events, and the price is just €3 in the morning. The length is 45 minutes, and the price is €3, which is just like a bargain for 45 minutes dedicated to this type of masterclass. And the timetable or the price. Here's the price. Basically, it says it is free. It is free on Sundays. As you could see, Sundays it's free, and on Sunday they're open from 10 till 2. Make sure that you come in the morning, and then kids who have less than 6 years old come for free as well. But the general price is €2, as you could see, and €1 for students basically. So it's quite a cheap visit, and it's definitely worth it for the exposition that they have, for the quality of the exposition, for the type of interest that they have. It's quite a nice place. And it's in Valencian language, so they work let me see, they have I think Monday to Saturdays they work from 10 till 2, and then from 3 to 6, and Sundays and holidays they work from 10 till 2. Basically, here's also the link to the website, which is quite informative as well. So you can see the full name here, if you can see anything. So basically, it's the place which I highly recommend you, and the actual place is quite nice. Even for example, we came a bit earlier, so it's 2:45, but it's the nice square, quite. As you can see, it's quite empty. It's quite empty now. It has the parking, I'll show you the parking, sort of, it's really near, but it's not see? It's like the sand there. It's the parking where you can park your car there if you have spaces, and come here. Really, everything is really close. And Elche as a city is quite a nice place to visit as well. And just near the Museum of Paleontology of Elche, as you could see, They have a shop as well, so there you can buy different stones as souvenirs. And actually it's quite small, but still it's really interesting place to visit with kids of different ages, I guess, and for adults as well. As you can see, this is quite an interesting picture as well. So this is this museum I like, even though it seems not to be really popular. Otherwise, I guess the prices. But I don't know whether the prices are dependent on the number of people who visit. Usually it does, but here it may be supported by the government, so this is why it's affordable. Also, you could see that there's a hall of expositions there, as well as just neighbor to the museum, Paleontological Museum. You could see the hall of exhibitions, and they are quite an interesting choice of events, which you can also check on the website of Elche and this particular hall of exhibitions. So if you're interested in culture, architecture, atmosphere, and you don't want your kids to be bored, this is just I guess one of the ideal places to visit in Elche. And in general, as you could see, the museum is quite tiny, but inside you are able to see quite a as I told you already, quite a good variety of expositions and variety of like skeletons, bones of dinosaurs, and it's quite exciting. So usually it's not crowded. As you could see, no one is here. It's really empty, and I hope that the car is okay there, because there was, by the way, speaking about the parking, I've just parked my car, and I went to the parking, and it seemed to be quite crowded. So I didn't see the available space straight away. And there was a man the old man, it's a free parking, but he was trying to sort of help. And you know those people who are trying to help without you asking for help. And it's a bit like strange. And they say that if you sort of don't pay them later, even though you didn't ask for help, you could have parked yourself. They may do something with your car, but hopefully my car is going to be fine, because I need to go back home, because we have dentist appointments as well. También. I'm mixing my English and Spanish now. Just hope that my car is fine, but usually we've been here before, but usually it's fine. It's just that the parking is not covered with there it is. So it's not sandy, but it's not like the usual parking. It's a bit like a territory of ground. And by the way, I was entering the parking, and this man was sort of trying to control the territory, and you could see that he doesn't wear any signs of being belonging there as a professional, as a employee. And he was just pointing at something, and well, I really wanted to park myself, because I don't have problem with that. And then one of drivers were sort of returning from his wherever he was, and then showed me that he is going to leave. He just ignored this guy who was trying to show me what to do, and probably this guy was quite persistent in his case, so he knows what it's like. And I was trying to avoid it. I was trying to be independent there. And he sort of helped me, because he was just, instead of him, he just showed me that he's leaving. And I could get this place straight away instead of him. So we exchanged the places. He left and I came to his place. So this is why probably there is an atmosphere that somebody wants to help you park your car and be quite close to your car. But I didn't have cash, even if I wanted to make sure that my car is okay and park my car without any consequences. I don't have a cash nowadays. I don't know, it's quite rare to carry cash, so I just hope that my car is fine there. And I didn't pay anything. I didn't even talk to the man. So I hope that it's not the case when many some of my friends were talking about cases where when you didn't pay the guy like this, they may do something to your car. So hopefully he saw that I'm with two little kids, and my car will be fine. Let's see, I'll keep you posted, guys. And meanwhile, I'm waiting for the opening. So it's a few minutes left, and I'll do the video from the inside if possible. I'll ask for the permission and show you more. So guys, I asked for the permission and they allowed me to take a video. So this is the entrance. This is a historical corner, I would say. This is the scheme of the museum, basically. But I like how the beginning corner is actually represented. And you sort of dive into the history. And, well, this is the huge shark's mouth, basically, with its teeth. And it's quite impressive. It's right at the entrance, and since we were alone there was no queue for taking photos, basically. So we were really lucky there. So you start, the first hole is the TV there, and they actually tell you more. You and Keith, for example, visitors, they tell how everything on Earth was created. How even smallest parts have appeared. And well, what interested my kids the most, and I'm sure that majority of kids would be of the same impression, are the dinosaurs. Even though here we start, and here is actually the illustration, light illustration of which species are representatives of this or that period of time and era, basically. And it all starts with the very small creatures, basically, and my kids literally ran through that to the dinosaurs. I'll show you later. And this is just an introduction to what visitors are going to see, and it is mixed, but in the lower part you see the scheme of the eras. So the first video that they have is the video of how everything was created from water. With the earth was covered with water. It's not just the video, it's the text as well. And by the way, I believe that you can actually select the language, if I'm not mistaken. But I think that the lady there at the entrance asked me for the language, what language I prefer. So this is the first hole that they have, together with the information, the scheme of the periods of time in history. And these are the first era and the first period of the exploration and what they found. And from the smallest parts to the plants and smallest animals, all are represented here. And what I like the most is that together with illustrations or presentations of this or that objects, they definitely have a lot of information in different format, like illustrations, pictures, photos, and text, obviously, which in many cases are in Spanish and English. And this is why if you speak English, you will be able to, but you don't speak Spanish, for example, you will be able to understand. And I suggest to spend at least an hour or about 40 minutes and plan ahead to visit this museum, because, as I said, even though it is small, it is quite it has quite a lot of objects and information to collect, gather, and remember. And for me, as well as for my kids, obviously, it was interesting. And for me, every single hole was interested, even though my kids, well, obviously, they preferred Mesozoic period of time because it is the period of time in history where there were dinosaurs of different types. One of them is actually represented here more later. And what I like the most is that they sort of give you the understanding of how big they were by representing this, for example, bones of the leg, and showing where it was located. So you get not only information about the general time and type and what they ate, for example, but the size. And you can actually come by and see what are they in comparisons to the, for example, people's height. And with these dinosaurs, actually, the part of his spine was represented on the masterclass that my kids have had in this museum. So it wasn't the real, it was reconstruction, but at the same time you get the better idea of how big they were. And also it's a lot of information about different types of dinosaurs, but also about how the Earth was looked like. in this case. And also they have something which cannot be taught, cannot be like came close, but at the same time, if you saw there in the corner, they have like a piece of tree of the Mesozoic period of time, and it really creates the atmosphere. And here you have quite a nice scheme of different species of types of dinosaurs and different families. Well, this is the part of the tree, and even though for my kids at least, it wasn't interesting, they just came by, it helped me to get the better understanding of all the atmosphere, basically, because it's really impressive to realize that how long ago it has taken place. And I may have like a huge imagination, quite developed imagination, but I can feel the atmosphere. I can actually relate to that. It's really, for me, it's surprising. So in places like that, I feel myself like I'm partly a child as well. And these are the skeletons of dinosaurs of different types, which is quite impressive. And as I said, there was nobody except for like workers of the museum, in the museum at that time. So we were alone, and no visitors were there together with us. So we didn't have to stand in the queue for taking photos or reading something. And what I liked about the museum, it's going to be like boring part now, is that except for the expositions, dinosaur skeletons, bones, etc., there was a lot of information, additional one, related to the type of the exhibitions, the type of the object, as well as the context in which it appeared and it lived. For example, the shape of the earth, different other materials like stones on minerals you will find later, for example. And this is the Tyrannosaurus, the head of the Tyrannosaurus. It's really, really huge and impressive. Even though we were there for the second time, it still impressed me and my kids a lot. And this is the, I guess, Iguanodon prints, meaning that, there was like, you will see later in the video, you will see the prints of their legs, basically, of the feet. And Iguanodon, my kids read somewhere that Iguanodon is one of the best mothers from dinosaurs. So my kids really are a fan of the dinosaurs, Mesozoic era, basically. But they call it just, it's called Jurassic period. So this is the representation of this period, which excites me and my kids, as I believe that majority of adults and kids as well. So these are the prints of the best mother from dinosaurs, and you get the idea of how big she was, or he or she, basically if it's a female, together with the size, together with the measures. And you could also see the small species like that. And actually later we were in the museum where they told us, and kids were really excited about that dinosaurs really are not they have not disappeared totally, because some research showed that birds, even like chicken, as my kids were fan of this information actually, are like far relatives of dinosaurs. So basically dinosaurs are still there and they are near us. It's just the simple like birds which we see, whom we see every single day. And my kids were really excited about this information, that dinosaurs are still there. And this is the shark's mouth as well. And by the way, one of these teeth we were creating with the during the masterclass with the handy materials, and I will show you later what we got as a result. And I liked, by the way, the masterclass, and as I told you previously, they have quite a good program for kids, for families actually, because you could actually participate with parents. And this is another stand which I liked as well, because it showed you how the process of discoveries is happening, how archaeologists and paleontologists are doing their work, what tools do they use for excavations, and you can see the photos of their work. And actually it's explanation, this is the explanation of how it happens, so how those bones or some objects are that deep under the layers of ground. So this is why I liked it, because it sort of helps kids as well as adults to get like almost 360 picture of how the archaeologists or paleontologists work, and how they get that objects to the museum. And after that, you get better understanding of each and every object that you see in the museum. So it's like really like 360 approach, and you understand how this system works, and how what is the source and what is the method of bringing objects to the museum. So kids can actually understand how those, like for example, minerals here, how they appeared at this shelf, this particular museum. And also, as you could see, we have passed through the dinosaurs section, and we came to the minerals and stones. And also, it's not just it's a huge one, because it impressed me, but it was nothing for my kids. Basically, these are the precious stones, and as well as cocoa, and they do like explain why cocoa was considered to be something precious. And I liked the fact that the objects are not just represented with a short like schematic info. It has a lot of information, visual information, textual information, which helps you understand better where those objects were found and how they were used. Well, in this case, we are seeing the stand of the sea, and you could see different sizes of this object as well. And it also has the pictures as well as the historical notes, which makes it even more, first of all, it's exciting. It's better to remember this way. And I believe the format, actually, this museum, even though it is really, really small and compact, but it's really, really educative and at the same time exciting for kids. So kids definitely will not be boring. They may not stand there reading every single word, obviously, but at least what they've seen, I hope so at least, will be collected in the mind, basically, and they will better understand the environment, basically, in which they live in. So places like that are really, really, in my understanding, it's really, really valuable for the development of the kids, and adults as well. And it's not just the additional information, which can be read in the books, but also like visual explanations. And this is the stones and explanation what are different stones and what and where they are used. For example, the toothpaste or the mobile phone. And there was this like quick and short explanation where certain like stones or minerals or chemical elements can be found in the modern world, basically. And it makes it a bit more interesting for kids, especially because my kids were not that impressed by like stones. But if you sort of relate it to the current time, to the everyday life, it becomes a bit more interesting for them. And I hope that they remembered at least half of the information they saw. This is the stones, which are really, really beautiful. And this is the graphic information of the museum. And this is what I liked also. It's just the corner where different female representative of paleontologists and geology their illustrations are present, and as well you could see the different instruments and books that the average, I guess, geologist used in history. So you see it's not like photos, it's more of a drawings, but female geologists are represented there as well, so you get the understanding of the female part and female contribution to the geology, I guess. Some, not all, but some. And this is the second floor, and it's a bit, it's of the size, again, it's of the same size, but the objects there are slightly smaller. And it's not that old, so you get a better understanding of how animal world is functioning, basically. And basically, as you could see, there are different parts of animals here, and huge ones, surprisingly huge. And also you will see later that on that floor different like pieces of dinosaurs are represented as well. These are Nautiliuses, I guess, so the very first objects on Earth, one of the very first. And these are the plants, I guess. Yes, so this is like a mixture of really old objects and eras together with something more or less modern, like animals, in the previous part of the video. So here are the dinosaur stand as well, and you could see the bones, and well, it's really impressive how huge they are. And obviously it's like an additional floor which also needs to be visited, because they show you, and in the second video you'll see that they show you the different regions of that part of Spain and what they sort of famous for in terms of geology. This is the shark teeth that we were presented on a master class for kids, and they actually offered us the gips version and of the teeth. You were able to do the mix yourself, and then since it takes time to dry, they gave us the ready-made ones. So this is the small masterclass for kids, which cost €3 per person, and I guess the atmosphere of the Paleontologist Museum was great. So this is something, as I said before, definitely visiting. Plus in Elche, if you're looking for like coffee, great coffee and great place to have something sweet and have a coffee, and many of us, well, we sometimes just need coffee. I believe that this cafe was a discover for me, because I haven't been there. It actually, the spot on the go, this separate like cafe for the on the go option, they opened just a month ago, so they are brand new, this particular place. But at the same time, they have a cafe where you can sit and relax. And I just show you the roughly what they have. We bought the croissant with Oreos and donut with Oreos as well as the Berliner, and they have a quite comfortable, convenient packaging as well, which is free, so they don't charge you additionally for the package. So far I bought Berliner as well, and we paid for the coffee with milk for these 3 desserts. We paid €8.10, which is quite a nice price for cafe in the center of this level. So if you guys need somewhere to or quickly grab some coffee or sit with kids, for example, after your visit to the museum with dinosaurs, Macadamia is a great place to be, and so far I'm really impressed. It's the first time I've been there, and I straight away I wanted to share it with you guys. So this is a cafe where it's not far from the museum, so it's just 6-7 minutes walking by foot, and the actual walk is great, and there was a bridge which is amazing. So if you're in Elche, feel free to visit those places, and your program for a day will be quite diverse and at the same time relaxing. So take care, guys. Subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching. Well, and I couldn't leave you without the better picture of the assortment that they have in this cafe, and it's particular to takeaway part, the small part, the separate cafe for the takeaway option. They have small chairs, but it's not really like a table and chairs. It's just for the go on the go. Prices are really acceptable. The variety is great, actually, and I like the fact that together with acceptable prices, affordable variety of fresh desserts, sweet and salty in terms of like tuna or something else, vegetables, you have a great selection. But they also pack really nicely for the on the go option, basically. And this is how this part of cafe on the go looks like from the street. And on the corner there you have the same cafe, the same cafe, but with the macadamia cafe, but with the tables, menu, and like I believe waiters. So it's to sit there and just relax and enjoy, as well as the nearby area, actually, because the actual cafe is on that corner to the left.
of the bridge, and the actual bridge is nice. The surrounding area is green, and I like the architecture. Well, it's a mix of architectural styles basically, but still I liked how they made this river, the former river, I believe, because as you could see, they have only like narrow, small part of the river left. But at the same time, I liked how they reshaped the river or redirected it to avoid like dangerous situations. But I liked how they didn't just abandon this place, but make it more of a green parky area. And you could see people are walking their dogs there and having a great time. They illustrated this part of the river. So overall, and you can see the beautiful bridge further there. And well, actually, this is why I suggest you, if you are there, to visit Elche, because together with the museum, great cafe, you will have a great walk full of nice places, interesting architecture, and like green areas as well. And it's really a benefit that you will not have that much tourists there because it's further from the sea. Enjoy, guys!